Yeah, I've never understood this one. I don't see why the Clippers don't get enough media attention about how bad they are. Like, we give Doc Rivers one of the biggest passes in the NBA. I think it's because he has that championship. He's a respectable, good black man. He had to deal with the Donald Sterling situation. He's just a good man, just a good guy. Like, I think we're giving him that Marvin Lewis type pass, even though Marvin Lewis of the Cincinnati Bengals has never won a championship. It's at the point now, I don't know if the Cincinnati Bengals will ever fire him. Um, when you look at the Clippers, right? Just looking at their team, what have they done? It seems like they keep fighting the injury bug every year in the postseason. They can't stay healthy in the regular season. Around All-Star game, it seems like somebody's always out. You look at a Chris Paul, who's still somebody I look at as a leader in the NBA, a great leader, still can facilitate the basketball. He still gets DeAndre Jordan the ball and Blake Griffin the ball with the best of them. And I'm going to be honest. There are no point guards that can get Blake and Chris Paul the ball. I'm sorry, Blake and DeAndre Jordan the ball better than what Chris Paul can do. So if Chris Paul can't win with that team, nobody is going to win with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Period. As your 4 and your 5 together. Blake, his better years look like they're behind him. He's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. His post-up moves haven't improved over the last couple seasons, even though prior to that he was making improvements. He's not improving in the post. At this point, he's not an explosive dunker anymore, so that was his go-to move. He doesn't do that anymore. He's not the explosive guy at the rim like he used to be. DeAndre Jordan can't make a free throw. All you got to do is foul him. That's terrible in the postseason when the game slow down. What? JJ Redick, I think, is a very consistent guy on the team. I like what JJ brings to the team. He spaces the court. They need that. They've never found a three. Their bench has been the same. I love me some Jamal Crawford, but it's time you add more to the bench. Jamal Crawford's not a defensive guy. He's this guy that can come in, give you some crossovers, give you some energy, give you a couple 4-point plays, a couple 3-point plays. But when you talk about a guy that can give you some stability off the bench, they don't have it. Raymond Felton, I can't trust him to win a game for me. I'm sorry. I'm cool on that. I can't trust him to be around if Chris Paul gets injured. He's not good enough. Austin Rivers is a guy that I think has really improved since he's been with Doc Rivers. But the thing is, they needed to trade Austin Rivers at the deadline to get some more depth and even go grab a 3. They wouldn't do that. Luke Mbah is not somebody that's going to be able to lock down a LeBron James or Kevin Durant in the playoffs. I'm sorry, it's not happening. This team, man, they are what they are, and I think we're giving Doc Rivers a pass. This team is a mess. They probably should have been broken up about a couple years ago. They had the opportunity to pull a move on Carmelo. We've been told that the Knicks didn't even want Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, or DeAndre Jordan. All they wanted was a guy like Austin Rivers and Jamal Crawford, and you give that up for Carmelo Anthony. You do that. Doc ain't want to make the trade. Ain't want to get involved. He wanted to keep this crop together. I don't know anybody that's going to pick the Clippers to get to the NBA Finals this year. I'm sorry. I don't think they're better than Golden State. I don't think they're better than the Spurs. I don't think they're better than the Rockets, who if they lost to the Rockets when they were up 3-1, when the Rockets had Dwight and James, they're definitely losing to this Mike D'Antoni ran Rockets team this year. They're better. James Harden is better. He's playing point guard now. Who's going to guard James Harden? Tell me that. I don't know what the hell they're going to do on defense. I can make a case that the Grizzlies could still have their number. I don't know how they would phase against the Jazz because they don't have a guy that can guard Gordon Hayward. The Jazz will beat them up down low. Look, man, I don't know a team that the Clippers can beat in the first round of the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with y'all. And they damn sure don't want none of Westbrook. They damn sure don't want that. I'm telling you now, man, it's time to break the Clippers up. And that might mean getting rid of Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers has been the VP. He hasn't given his team enough weapons, and they look stagnant. And I don't know if Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre can get it done together. You got free agency coming up. Blake, Chris Paul can opt out soon. Y'all did all this to keep DeAndre Jordan there, but it looks like DeAndre should have probably went to Dallas, and Chris should have probably went to the Lakers. And it looks like Blake is probably going to leave town, and a lot of people think he might be even going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's time to break the Clippers up, man. It's not working out.